are beefing. They are beefing. JayZ and Diddy, they are beefing behind the scenes. And let me tell you, Diddy is threatening JayZ. Diddy has had enough. He felt like, JayZ, you came out here trying to say that, we were not friends. He feel played by JayZ. He's starting to hear behind the scenes, JayZ is dogging him. Rick Ross is dogging him. And now Diddy realized he's all on his own. He thought JayZ was his brother. He thought JayZ was going to have his back. But they are saying behind the scenes, Diddy told JayZ, Ninja, you better run. You better leave the country because I'm going to start talking soon and I'm going to lay all this out. Y'all got to see this video. This video tells it all. Y'all have to watch it in its whole entirety. Okay, y'all have to listen real good. Listen to it twice, 3 times if you have to, because when I look at it and I look at it again, I'm learning and I'm picking something else up. Okay, it is a reason why everybody is still talking about this for all this time. This is very serious, y'all. Comment, let us know what y'all think. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot, and let's hear what they got to say.
He and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent.
Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. He was sending flowers and he was courting her.
Because the rumor originally was that you were connected to Jay. Exactly. It's worse.
Hold on to your seats, folks, because today we're diving into one of the wildest rumored celebrity dramas of the year. Diddy, the king of controversy, has allegedly dropped a bombshell that's shaking Hollywood to its core. After his shocking arrest, sources claim he's warning none other than JayZ to run while he still can. And here's the kicker. He's reportedly threatening to spill all the tea on their alleged dirty secrets. What's really going on behind the glitz and glam of these music moguls? Stick around because this story is messier than a soap opera. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail. Let's get into it. Diddy's arrest and allegations. You need to hear about this shocking situation. Diddy, the famous rapper and music producer, has caused a huge uproar online. He was arrested for serious accusations of sexual trafficking and forcing young men and women into non-consensual group sexual activities. The authorities claim they have discovered hundreds of recordings of these events, which are even more disturbing than what was previously described in a lawsuit by Cassie, a woman who was once romantically involved with Diddy. But here's the most unexpected part. Many well-known celebrities were allegedly present in these recordings, including JayZ. Diddy is now apparently threatening JayZ and other business partners to help him escape legal consequences. He's saying that if they don't assist him, he will reveal all their secrets. When Diddy finally receives his punishment in court, the influential figures he collaborated with might try to harm him. He knows this, and that's why he's revealing all their secrets before they can silence him. If I were JayZ, I would hire the very best legal professionals available because Diddy clearly has a lot of information to expose, and he won't stay quiet. Diddy was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York Monday night. According to a source who spoke to TMZ, Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday, where Diddy was staying, and arrested him. Evidence seized by authorities.
They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large-capacity drum magazine.
These findings paint a disturbing picture of the alleged operations that took place under Diddy's watch. The sheer volume of evidence, from electronic devices to over 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant, suggests a carefully organized system intended to exploit and control individuals. Legal experts have pointed out that such incriminating materials are often used not only to perpetuate abuse, but also as tools of blackmail to ensure victim silence. The presence of firearms and ammunition further complicates the case, raising questions about the extent of intimidation or violence involved in these alleged crimes. The public reaction to these revelations has been one of outrage and disbelief. Many are calling for a thorough investigation to uncover the full scale of Diddy's operations and any potential accomplices. Critics argue that this case is emblematic of a larger issue within the entertainment industry, where wealth and influence can shield individuals from accountability for extended periods. As the evidence mounts, this case could have far-reaching implications, not only for Diddy, but also for the broader conversation about abuse and exploitation in positions of power. Ongoing investigation. There's even more to this story. The investigation is still ongoing. It seems the arrest happened because of what authorities discovered a few months ago when they searched Diddy's homes. You might recall that Homeland Security suddenly raided Diddy's properties across the United States. Videos from that time show them taking his sons, Justin and Christian, into custody and removing lots of potential evidence. Just recently, law enforcement held a press conference where they shared that they possess numerous recordings of phone calls. In these calls, Diddy and his associates can be heard contacting the victims and offering them money to either keep quiet or alter their accounts of what happened. Diddy was clearly trying to avoid the consequences of his actions.
In late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent.
This revelation has only fueled public outrage, as many are now questioning how Diddy managed to allegedly carry out such actions for so long without facing repercussions. Critics argue that the level of power and influence he holds within the entertainment industry may have allowed him to intimidate witnesses and suppress evidence. These phone recordings are a critical piece of the puzzle, painting a grim picture of a systematic effort to silence victims and protect Diddy's reputation at all costs. As the investigation continues to unfold, legal experts believe this case could set a significant precedent for holding powerful figures accountable. The authorities have emphasized their commitment to pursuing justice for the victims, with additional charges against Diddy and his associates potentially on the horizon. While the details are still emerging, one thing is clear. This case has captured the public's attention and could lead to monumental shifts in how such cases are handled in the future. Ties with Diddy and JayZ. Diddy's indictment also revealed that he allegedly flew in tons of workers into the US and forced them to participate in his freak-offs with tons of his friends, victims, and others. These freak-offs would last for hours, and one of these so-called friends that he was doing these nasty things with was allegedly none other than JayZ. JayZ and Diddy had a very strong friendship for many years. Diddy once even called JayZ his brother from another mother. He also mentioned in an interview that only two people were allowed to use his real name, JayZ and his own mom. But since Diddy's arrest, JayZ has been trying to separate himself from Diddy. However, many people, particularly Jaguar Wright, are reminding everyone about JayZ's connection to Diddy. Jaguar Wright stated,
Sean Carter is worse. He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This pussy been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 fucking years. He's worse.
So,
I think the PPD trial has the potential to force Sean Combs to finally be honest about some things that he hasn't been honest about, which could create great leverage for knocking that big lip camel face back into the oblivion in the depths of hell where he came from.
When Jaguar Wright made these accusations, many people supported her claims. They pointed out that JayZ has been involved in questionable activities similar to those Diddy is accused of. For some unknown reason, people chose to ignore JayZ's past actions and allowed him to escape any consequences. JayZ's history of controversy. Firstly, there were rumors circulating years ago that JayZ had an exploitative relationship with Foxy Brown when she was only 15 years old. He supposedly persuaded her to date him by offering her a career in Hollywood. However, once he was finished with her, he allegedly introduced her to the entertainment industry to keep her quiet, and then proceeded to completely ostracize her.
That ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Yeah, I remember Foxy Brown and Jay. Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better.
This rumor appears to be supported by JayZ's former best friend, Dame Dash. When questioned about this situation, Dame Dash became very protective of Foxy Brown. He did not deny the accusations against JayZ, but he insisted that he was not the right person to discuss it. He suggested that JayZ should be the one answering questions about this, as he was the one who allegedly took advantage of Foxy Brown. Although Dame Dash was reluctant to discuss JayZ and Foxy Brown's situation, he openly shared details about JayZ's troubling pursuit of Aliyah. Dame Dash claims that JayZ went behind his back to relentlessly pursue Aliyah, attempting to make her his girlfriend. However, she was not interested in him at all. JayZ allegedly even invited Aliyah to his parents' house in a desperate attempt to win her over. But Aliyah was also attracted to Dame Dash. As you might expect, JayZ's pride was hurt by this rejection.
Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. He was sending flowers and he was courting her.
Because the rumor originally was that you were connected to Jay. Exactly. Jay and I were hanging out a lot. He's my homie. We had a lot of fun together, but we never dated.
This is a truly awful and scandalous situation. But that's not all JayZ was allegedly involved in. Dame Dash explained that he had to end his friendship with JayZ after realizing that JayZ was willing to do anything to gain power, even if it meant exploiting vulnerable young women in the music industry. You might be wondering why Dame Dash decided to reveal all of this. Well, it happened when R. Kelly was exposed for his relationships with underage girls, and for falsifying documents to marry Aliyah when she was only 15 years old. Despite this, JayZ continued to support R. Kelly, and even collaborated with him on a whole album. Essentially, JayZ was showing that he didn't care about the victims, and was willing to help R. Kelly's career despite his actions. Aliyah's death rumors. This is a truly terrible and shocking situation, but it gets even more disturbing. When Aliyah tragically died in a plane crash, rumors spread that her death was a planned sacrifice. Some people believed that powerful figures in the music industry, specifically JayZ and R. Kelly, had arranged her death as an offering to the Illuminati. These rumors intensified when details about the unusual circumstances surrounding her death emerged. It appears that Aliyah was not originally scheduled to be on that plane. Someone gave her a drug to make her sleep without her knowledge, and after she lost consciousness, they put her on the plane against her will. The plane crash that claimed Aliyah's life also raised questions about the safety measures and decisions leading up to the tragic event. Investigations revealed that the aircraft was significantly overloaded, exceeding its maximum weight limit, which likely contributed to the crash. The pilot, Luis Morales III, was later found to have falsified his credentials and had traces of cocaine and alcohol in his system at the time. These alarming details have further fueled theories that negligence, or something more sinister, played a role in Aliyah's death, as many find it hard to believe these irregularities were coincidental. Additionally, Aliyah's sudden passing occurred at a pivotal moment in her career. She had just wrapped filming for Queen of the Damned and was on the cusp of releasing her self-titled album, which many believed would solidify her status as a global icon. Her untimely death left a void in the music and entertainment world, and fans have since pointed out how her absence reshaped the industry. Some conspiracy theorists argue that her success threatened more established figures in the business, leading them to concoct scenarios that silenced her potential. While there's no concrete evidence to support these claims, the lingering questions surrounding her death have cemented her legacy as one of the most enigmatic figures in music history.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down.
The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress.
Sadly, the stories about Aliyah and Foxy Brown aren't the only ones involving JayZ and alleged mistreatment of women. There are also rumors about a woman named Kathy White, who was supposedly his mistress and pregnant with his child. It's been suggested that he may have been involved in her death after she threatened to reveal their secret relationship to the public. Kathy White's suspicious death. When Kathy White died mysteriously, the official explanation was that she had suffered a brain aneurysm. But many people believe this was a lie to cover up the real cause of her death. Surprisingly, most people accepted this explanation. However, a well-known blogger named Hollywood Street King decided to investigate the situation himself, and he did a thorough job. He managed to contact a police officer from New York City who had been involved in the investigation of Kathy White's death. This officer revealed a lot of hidden information. Hollywood Street King published an article about what he learned from the officer and other sources. Let me share the contents of that article with you. It said, "Yesterday, I got the news that Kathy and Michelle White had suddenly passed away, so I quickly began my investigation. And guess what? Kathy did not die from a brain aneurysm as widely reported around the internet today. According to an NYPD detective who told me, Kathy's cause of death is uncertain. And later today we will have the autopsy and toxicology reports. Right now, the death is considered suspicious." The statements from the officer have only added fuel to the fire of speculation surrounding Kathy White's sudden death. The fact that the cause of death was initially labeled as a brain aneurysm, only to later be deemed suspicious, raises serious questions about what really happened. Fans and critics alike are now speculating whether this is yet another case of a high-profile tragedy being swept under the rug to protect powerful figures. The involvement of an NYPD detective who seemingly corroborates these doubts adds a layer of credibility to the claims, leaving the public clamoring for more transparency. Social media has exploded with reactions, with some pointing fingers directly at the individuals connected to Kathy, questioning their motives and actions in the days leading up to her passing. Others are taking a more cautious approach, arguing that the autopsy and toxicology reports will be the real test of whether foul play was involved. Regardless of where people stand, one thing is clear. The mystery surrounding Kathy White's death has captivated public attention, and many are demanding answers that go beyond the neatly packaged official narratives. The phrase, "where there's smoke, there's fire," seems to echo louder with every new piece of information revealed. The officer then added, "Kathy White died exactly 1 year to the day when I broke the story of her and JayZ's affair. Here's exactly what the NYPD told me. A 911 call came in from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan. Ambulance came and took Kathy because she was sick. They took her to the Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where she expired. It was too early to be speculating that an aneurysm killed her. They will later be doing an autopsy to check out the cause of her death, but someone might have given Kathy a bad dose. So they'll do the toxicology, and we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that report." The officer's additional statements have added even more intrigue to the mystery surrounding Kathy White's untimely death. The timing alone, exactly 1 year after the story of her alleged affair with JayZ broke, is enough to send conspiracy theorists into overdrive. The fact that the cause of death wasn't immediately clear, and that the possibility of someone giving Kathy a bad dose has been floated only deepens suspicions that foul play could be involved. Could this timing really be a coincidence, or does it point to something far more calculated and sinister? The mention of the 911 call and Kathy being rushed to Beth Israel Hospital adds a haunting layer of immediacy to the narrative. Fans are already dissecting every detail, with some speculating that the bad dose theory could point to a deliberate act meant to silence her for good. Others are waiting anxiously for the toxicology report, believing it could reveal key evidence about what really happened. Social media is abuzz with debates, and many are calling out the eeriness of how often controversies tied to powerful figures seem to end with suspicious deaths. Once again, the spotlight is firmly fixed on JayZ, and people are demanding accountability as they wait to see if the toxicology findings will provide the answers everyone is so desperately seeking. That's not all, the officer continues. 2 weeks prior to her death, Kathy was contacted by a major tabloid that was investigating the JayZ connection. She gave them little information to go on, but according to one of our sources, following her conversation with the tabloid, she then called Jay and told him that she was going to go public with their affair for a price. This all happened in the last 2 weeks. Then, little more than 48 hours after that announcement that Beyonce was pregnant with JayZ's baby, this young lady suddenly dies under suspicious circumstances. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the gossip mill, as it ties Kathy White's death to a potentially explosive series of events. The timing of her contact with the tabloid, her alleged demand for money to keep quiet, And her sudden death just 48 hours after Beyonce's pregnancy announcement feels far too convenient to be a mere coincidence. Could this timeline suggest a desperate attempt to silence her before she could reveal damaging information? Fans and skeptics alike are piecing together the puzzle, with many pointing to the high stakes involved in protecting the power couple's image. The idea that Kathy might have been leveraging her alleged affair with JayZ for financial gain only intensifies the intrigue. Some see this as a classic case of someone knowing too much and paying the ultimate price for it, while others argue that it's all just a tragic coincidence being spun into a sensationalized narrative. Either way, the combination of tabloid investigations, alleged blackmail, and a sudden death under suspicious circumstances is the perfect recipe for a conspiracy theory that's unlikely to fade anytime soon. The question on everyone's mind remains: did Kathy's actions put her in danger, or is this just another chapter in the long history of celebrity intrigue? If that wasn't convincing enough, Jaguar Wright also claimed that Kathy White did not die from a brain aneurysm. She stated that in the moments before Kathy White's death, she could be heard screaming for her life. Jaguar Wright's claims have only escalated the controversy surrounding Kathy White's death, introducing an unsettling layer of alleged foul play. Her statement that Kathy could be heard screaming for her life in her final moments paints a harrowing picture that stands in stark contrast to the official explanation of a brain aneurysm. Wright's bold accusations against JayZ and Beyonce, the Carters, have left many reeling, as she not only implicates them, but speculates on their motives. Could jealousy or a desire to protect their brand really have led to such a tragic outcome? While Jaguar emphasizes that she's only speculating, her words have sparked intense conversations online. Fans and skeptics alike are dissecting every detail of Wright's allegations, with some seeing her as a whistleblower shedding light on dark industry secrets, while others dismiss her claims as sensationalism. The specific mention of Kathy's screaming adds a chilling element that many are finding hard to ignore. Whether these statements hold any truth or are simply another layer of Hollywood gossip, one thing is clear: Jaguar's words have reignited interest in the mystery surrounding Kathy White's death, with more people now calling for a deeper investigation to uncover the truth behind these shocking allegations. Accusations against JayZ. Remember when Kanye West publicly suggested that JayZ had people who could harm or even eliminate others working for him? Kanye might say things jokingly, but many believe he always speaks the truth. The idea that JayZ might be connected to individuals capable of violent actions has only added fuel to the fire of ongoing speculation surrounding his alleged involvement in Diddy's scandal. Kanye's remarks, while cryptic, have led many to wonder just how deep JayZ's influence and connections run. His plea for JayZ to talk like a man, instead of resorting to threats, has been interpreted by some as a direct indication of the fear and tension Kanye felt regarding their relationship. Some view Kanye's statements as an exaggerated attempt to draw attention, while others see them as a rare glimpse into the darker side of power dynamics in the entertainment industry. With Diddy's recent legal troubles and the possibility of him exposing others to save himself, JayZ's name being brought into the conversation has raised serious questions about what else could come to light. JayZ's actions. And let's not forget about Beyonce. Many people believe she was initially a victim of JayZ's manipulative behavior, but eventually became his accomplice. JayZ was almost 30 years old when he began pursuing Beyonce, who had just turned 18 and had very little relationship experience. Actually, in an interview from 2007 that has since been removed, JayZ admitted that he met Beyonce when she was only 16. He decided to wait until she was 18 before starting a romantic relationship with her.
Beyonce's on, she's been on him for a long time, and you keep her that way.
In case you're wondering who that person is in the video, he's actually Beyonce's former bodyguard. He claims to have personally seen everything he's describing. What he's saying about JayZ's actions towards Beyonce sounds very similar to Diddy's alleged treatment of Cassie. If you recall, Cassie had also accused Diddy of pumping her up with substances and alcohol, including ketamine and ecstasy, causing her to fall into dangerous addictions that controlled her life. This pattern of behavior seems very much in line with how JayZ and Diddy allegedly treat women. People are speculating that Diddy will likely mention JayZ's name and involvement when his trial begins. Public reactions. As usual, people have their own thoughts about this. Fans on X, formerly Twitter, have been vocal about their thoughts on the situation, with one user stating, "Jay is up next." There's no way he didn't know about R. Kelly and Diddy, especially with this paternity test. He's avoiding. This post has sparked heated debates, with many agreeing that JayZ's connections to other controversial figures, like R. Kelly and Diddy, warrant deeper scrutiny. The mention of a paternity test has further fueled curiosity, leaving fans to speculate about what additional secrets could come to light. JayZ may have played a larger role in these scandals than previously believed. While some users argue that it's unfair to drag his name into every controversy, others point out that his long-standing associations with figures like R. Kelly, who has faced his own legal battles, make it difficult to ignore the potential connections. As more fans weigh in, this discussion on X continues to amplify the intrigue surrounding Diddy's case and its possible implications for JayZ. Another fan posted on X, "Beyonce when the feds pull up to her home in 3 months after Diddy rats on JayZ for a plea deal." The tongue-in-cheek comment quickly gained traction, sparking a mix of amused and serious reactions. While some users laughed it off as social media banter, others saw it as a possible prediction, given the ongoing speculation about Diddy potentially exposing JayZ and others to lighten his own legal troubles. The idea of federal agents targeting the Carter's household has only intensified the intrigue surrounding the case, with fans debating whether these rumors about Diddy's alleged deal with authorities could have far-reaching implications. Many are questioning how much Diddy really knows, and whether he's willing to implicate other major players in the industry. As these discussions heat up, social media remains abuzz with speculation, memes, and theories about who might be next in line to face the fallout. Another person posted, "JayZ's been to Epstein Island, dated underage Beyonce, and he's besties with Diddy. He better be interrogated too." While some see these accusations as speculative or exaggerated, others argue that his ties to Diddy and other controversial figures make him a key person of interest in the fallout from Diddy's case. The post has sparked heated debates online, with many calling for more transparency and accountability from those in positions of power, while others caution against jumping to conclusions without concrete evidence. Regardless, the intrigue surrounding JayZ continues to deepen as fans demand answers. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Diddy will really spill the tea on JayZ, or is this just another Hollywood power play? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button.
Ooh, I want to know what y'all think about this. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. It's sad, but it all gotta come on out.